The New York Times states that 50% of Americans enjoy going to the beach for vacation each year. Scientists also state that an abundance of sunlight and the sounds of the waves help to positively impact a person's mental health. To have a vacation spot that is enjoyable, affordable, and also convenient are pretty high on a vacationer's priority list. I have visited the Outer Banks my whole life. I have gone with family and friends, and I have also visited a lot of sites that are located there. The Outer Banks is located on the edge of North Carolina. It is part of the barrier islands that stretch for approximately 200 miles. The North Carolina Historical Site states that these islands and peninsulas are between 10,000 and 12,000 years old. A little bit of history on the Outer Banks. The first people to settle there, or the first inhabitants, were the Native Americans. Then, in about the 1500s, settlers came and explored the land. As they explored this land, they realized that it was very remote and could potentially be difficult to get to. A quick story is that one colony of settlers who was there sent their mothership back to Europe to gather more supplies, but when the ship returned, the colony was no longer there. And there was only a word engraved in a tree that was the only sign that there was that there was still a colony. So that they call the Lost Colony, where they have a memorial there now. After the colonists realized that this wasn't the best place for them to establish their colonies, pirates who would use the islands as a retreat to store their ships and also to store their goods that they took from other ships. The Outer Banks was also a place that the Civil War took place. There are lots of historical sites, and there were lots of wars that represent how the Union used the peninsulas and the islands in a way to get supplies and also a line of defense. In the Outer Banks, lighthouses were created in order to prevent ships from crashing into the coast. This was done just a little bit outside of the Civil War. And the Outer Banks was also a site where the Wright brothers had their first flight. In 1903, their first flight was only for 12 seconds, and they went about 120 miles, and there's now a memorial in their honor located in the Outer Banks. The Outer Banks is not just known for its history, it's also known for its entertainment. As I have said before, the beaches in the Outer Banks are beautiful. They are clean and spacious. You can also find cute shells and see lots of different wildlife there. The historical sites that are present now, there's a play that represents the Lost Colony. There is the Wright Brother Museum and Memorials. There are Civil War sites. There are also plenty of places to visit, to do fishing tours, to aquariums, to museums, and other fun restaurants and souvenir shops that you can visit. In conclusion, the Outer Banks is the ideal vacation spot. It is historically rich and beautiful. I would highly recommend you to visit. the Outer Banks and to see it for yourself.